they'll be calling you a radical, and I got to put this video up again because this is this important and this dramatic and this big. If you're in the stock market, get out. If you got Chicago Bridge stock, get out. You got anything. I'm telling you, the economic implications of this are staggering. That's why they wait and wait and wait. They should have done this over a year ago, but you all traded in your health and the Earth's health for someone else's wealth. You've trumped all logic and reality when it comes to your personal well-being, your family's, the ecology, stupid. So let's review. Is Kevin Blanch a prophet, a seer? I am Mormon. You know, maybe I got a Urim and Thummim, and I did get baptized for the dead. You want to talk about a traumatic, you know, the Mason freaks? That's their mountain, by the way. One day you'll figure this out. And I ain't no Mason. They blackballed me. Army Engineers are. That's why this is so dramatic. So they've emergency closed. I said they would do it as quick as Monday. They did it Tuesday morning. And I can tell you because I know what went on inside there. So the fight's on in an epic way because the Mitchell Act, the retailers, come get this. The implications are beyond. They don't care about fish. They don't care about the ecology. And I'll tell you why this is so dramatic, which gives unarguable factual proof. It's unarguable that the greatest PhD in human history, Kevin Blanch, right here. Fukushima's had a meltdown. Freaking! It took me a year and a half to convince anybody it was even one meltdown. I was saying multiple. I was calling 11 meltdowns right off the get. All blew to smithereens. Spent fuel pools all over. I mean, Your Honor, can we play back the tape? So this is why this is proof. It's so sad that while the nuclear crime syndicate and everybody played along, academia, professors, if I worked at Oregon State, University of Oregon, University of Washington, Cal Berkeley, all these places, these people that grandstand, you vloggers and bloggers that put up stuff, the Pacific Jet, boy, I'd be running for the fucking hills right now. I'm telling you, this is unarguable proof, and I'll tell you why. This is the only data. This is unarguable. This is how great PhDs work. Simple. This is the greatest PhD opportunity in history. Sadly, I was right. The only person on earth that took it, Kevin Blanch. Dana took it also. I call him the great freaking. He does some wonderful lectures. I love those lectures of his, you know, in his freaking classroom. So, a hypothesis is going to give you leukemia. It's going to genocide the Pacific Ocean. They're double platinum. They're going to genocide the freaking eco chain. It's going to be dramatic. The heat source is going to kill the plankton, the eco chain. Freaking in 2016, the salmon will collapse. Everybody's like, oh, you're crazy, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because there's no data. You can't measure this. It's unmeasurable because you don't know what it is, because it's that. It's never happened. Their answer's been to push it into the Pacific Ocean over. The robots melt when they go in. 2,226 days. That's their answer's been cover up, protect the nuclear crimes in it. Their money's Price Anderson, and you just keep bailing them out in Pennsylvania, in New York, in freaking Illinois, in Ohio, in Wisconsin, in Kentucky, in Florida, the state. You just paying for your own mass murders. They kill the ecology, they kill you. Here, this mass murderer likes to just spray and, you know, commit all kinds of atrocities with his AK-47. He's out of bullets. Oh, here, the very people that he shot and cut your loved one. Here, go buy them cases of bullets. That's what you're doing. So here's why this is unarguable. Now, hear me out. So the hypothesis, I just told you the hypothesis. Kevin Blanch, day one. Every freaking video, unarguable. My PhD right here, transparent. I knew Aaron Swartz. Why do you think Aaron Swartz? Because they're not, they guard the freaking, but nobody's doing it. So, maybe this is my whistleblower inside. No, this is a different one. That's the guitar player, McCormick. But anyway, so this is the first shoe to drop. The second shoe to drop will be the USS Reagan, you know, which that's way overdue. I'm telling you, if I worked for Chicago Bridge, I was on their board of directors, Toshiba, those crap, Westinghouse execs, you know, Jeffrey and Melting, Barack Obama, Gina McCarthy, Lisa Jackson, David Vitter, I'll go on and on. Scotty Boy now, Trump administration, anybody that's even involved at the head of NOAA, I'd be heading for the hills. Prison coming soon. So, we don't count dead whales, all the whales collapsing. We don't count sardines, it's unquantifiable. We don't count sea lions because it's a bunch of freelancers, us doing the work. We don't count the dead, starving to death seals, which they've all, epic collapse. We don't count the exact starfish. What's that old line? Why are you trying to save that last starfish? There's millions of them. Johnny? Kevin Blanche, Monterey Aquarium. Call him up and ask him. Kevin Blanche, Steve, the lead at the Monterey Aquarium. What's the temperature today? Right where it should be. What's it been all the time? Right where it should be. I understand you found 1 starfish today, Kevin. You've been really working the last few years. I got to give it to you. I'm really amazed with you. You really are the new Doc Ricketts. It's really incredible. I heard you found 1 bat star today, and I said, yeah, low tide. I had to work my ass off December. He says, I'm surprised you found 1. You know, the young woman and her daughter that we met in Slow, Patrick and I, working those tide pools, she did find 1 little crimson, and she found 2 on the Cal Poly at Diablo Canyon, which is the Mama's Heart. Works. That woman works. I mean, true ecologist there. So that's the hypothesis. Everybody arguing now, hear me out. We've dumped billions and trillions of dollars into the recovery of the salmon in the Great Northwest. Rightfully so. It's been one of the great true successes in human history. Record escapement, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, record escapement. So, record returns in the Bonneville. Now, why is this so important? Because the only thing we count is salmon. Oh, we count them all. We count every last single salmon. Why? Because the commodity, because they're so valuable. We count every single one with the sonar, and that's ecologists that came before me, the retail people. That's why. There's still 1 in 1,000 that give a shit in Oregon. Now, I've been talking, and here's why they're not fudging numbers this year, and they can't fudge numbers. They know I'm watching. I call them all the time. You know, you could go right, if you don't believe me, go to the Oregon 7-day fish count. See that at Denman they got there. That was me putting that up a couple days ago. They know the corruption inside the Army Corps of Engineers. But there's 1 in 1,000 fishermen that still kill about the fish, not just about, you know, what my neighbor says, how many fish I caught. I mean, pseudo de facto. It's not who I am, it's what my neighbors think I'm, not me. You know, I care about my grandchildren. I care about it's very sad. And if you think, oh, this is the end, total end, I don't believe this is the total end of the Pacific. I think it is to a lot of us. If I believed that, I wouldn't do this, would I? Just like when they sent me home with hospice over 5 years ago. I wouldn't do it, would I? You know, I was given no hope. I have hope for her. I fight for her, she fights for me. You know, the year of karma. So this is why we count them all. So this was not, everybody says, oh, the Pacific Ocean's been gradually collapsing for so long. Yeah, it's been a, you know, thing, but this isn't this. This is like my cancer was, acute, from 170 to 130 in 3 weeks. That's what this is. And so, here's why this is unarguable proof. Your hypothesis, and then you do the work. I walked the entire coast of California, proved to you the dead tide pools. Google them. They're dead, I'm telling you, 99% collapse. Proved to you. Had the starving death sea lions. I'm the guy that first started reporting all the mirrors were splashing up dead. They're playing volleyball on top of dead mirrors at Pismo. I'm documenting it as it's happening. The starving death, we gathering up the star. Rescue Private Foundation. Start talking about the leukemia right off the get because I'm down there. I'm doing all the work. I'm, you know, it's what good PhDs do. I'm full of leukemia. Give 2 months. Platelet counts of 30. Central line, no money. You know, they took all my money. I was uninsured to get in. You know, then I went on Medicaid and I was kicked off Medicaid. Why under treatment? Now you think about that one. You know. So this whole hypothesis, and I go through, so I'm like, no, and everybody's arguing, I saw record numbers on the Columbia 2015. Yeah, they go to sea for 5 years. The first batch back will be 2016. I'm like, they're going to collapse, So 2016 rolls around. This collapse happened last year. So I'm screaming my head off, where's the Endangered Species Act? Should have already kicked in. By law, it should have kicked in. They're expecting 1.7 million in the copper. It came in at less than 800,000. This is by number. They're expecting 1.7 million in the Bonneville. Came in at 600 and some odd thousand. This is, again, by number. That Fraser, 90% collapse. All 2016, acute collapse. Look up the data. Figures don't lie, liars figure. This is the only evidence we have, and it's our, because the salmon are that hallowed beast. There's a reason the natives. First came the god of salmon. Then came the god of water. So salmon can live. The life cycle, so you guys, oh, we'll just eat farm raised. No, you won't eat farm raised. They've tried to farm raise. They've tried genetically modify. They've tried to get these things to breed. They won't do it. So look, salmon goes to sea, this incredible life cycle, this amazing life cycle. They go to sea, 5 years. Some of the big ones even go up to 7 or 8. You know, Remember the K9 started early last year, everybody's all geeked out. I said, don't get geeked up with that. That's not a good sign. They're panicking. They're starving. So at least in this Oregon report, they've used the word for the first time. For the first time, scientists are mystified. They're baffled. They need to all go to prison. It's Fuktonium. I mean, they use starvation. They use the word no food. As I've been saying the whole time, how do you measure starvation? Think about starving to death mammals. That's what's killing them, and leukemia. The sills are full of leukemia. There's the other equation to this you cannot argue with. We know there's only one cause of AML. One cause. Exposure to benzene and radiation, the Pacific Ocean. So, I'm like, wait till 2016. So they acutely collapse. That right now, inside the Willamette, there's 2. You know, they emergency closed it all. I mean, commercial and resident. This is big, which should happen a long time ago. Where's the international community? Where is inside the UN? You know, they have an international. Where have they been? Where have they been, these derelicts? By law, they should all be rounded up. All of them. They need to be jailed, all of them. Where is NOAA? The head of NOAA needs to be rounded, all of them. Obama needs to be rounded up. Gina McCarthy, Lisa Jackson, David Vitter, Donald Trump, freaking Scotty Boy. All these people need to be rounded up, every one of them. Marine biologists, all these people that posted in websites and whatever, the greatest event in human history. In human history. So, this is it. So, the data. There's 201 in the Bonneville right now. That's running at 7% of the 10-year average. Figures don't lie, and that's with last year's incredible, horrific number. But Copper River's emergency closed. This is just going to go on. I mean, how are you going to fish when there's no fish? So then you're going to have to say, okay, Kevin, you were right. So you're going to have to come back. But we can't even have this debate inside the, you know, so-called academia PhD circle, because they're not real PhDs. They're fake fucking Weber State Inc. They're fake pieces of shit. Oregon State, Nuclear U, University of Oregon, Nike U, freaking they're all, it's, you know, they captured it all. You know, you traded in your health for somebody else's fucking wealth. Real simple. Played along. You got in the club. You know, marine biologists, they're mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled. No, they're criminals. They need to be all, I would run for the hills if I was there. You know. So then you come back and say, okay, you're right, it collapsed acutely. So as a good stats professor, we call them outliners. Obviously something happened for this. I mean, that's as obvious as a scar across my face. That's a hard one to figure out, ain't it? Fukushima happened on March 11th, 2011. Blew to the hottest substance and they started dumping water on median land. They've been pushing it. In fact, the IEAE gave them legal permission to flush and dump it. That's another part of this equation. You know, just try to clean it up, dog and pony show, Olympics 2020, it's just been nothing masquerade. Lying media, freaking everybody played along. You scumbags. So, okay. Well, maybe it was the drought. I've already debunked that. You can go back to this Oregon fishing data and all this data has been kept for so long. We've had droughts like this before. You know, it was a severe drought, no doubt. Didn't do this. Debunked, I'm telling you. These fish in the lowest part of the sea. Fukushima killed the freaking luminescence. It killed the plankton. Big fish eat little fish. Ocean currents, it's the most dynamic ecology on this beautiful earth that we just killed. So the nuclear crime syndicate, I've always said for years, the dairy industry and their fake subsidy has created an incredible poison that is poisoning the earth, poisoning everybody. Go get your cheap pizza because you're working too hard. Papa John's, that scumbag. Somebody ought to, that punk, somebody ought to midget toss that little freaking. So, the only welfare industry that's worse than the dairy and the government pork that pours out is the nuclear energy crime syndicate. Who did this? Well, you're giving them more building their Tower of Babylon at Savannah River, Georgia. Something we'll never use. You know, oh, just keep building. Okay, I'm going to build me a Tower of Babylon right here. Do you think I can go to the Department of Energy right up here to the Idaho Nuclear Lab? You think they'll give me $128 million if I say that some Ponzi scheme gave it to me? Or I'll build one on the green in southern Utah if they say Lead Dog Hedge Fund gave it to me? You think the Department of Energy will give me $128 million? Even after they proved that the original funding was a Ponzi scheme and a scam? Think they're good? They might. They did it for NuScale in Oregon. They're based in Oregon. Idaho Lab, NuScale. Utah's Attorney General, Reyes. Freaking Chicago Board, Reyes. This guy, Reyes. Freaking the Reyes connection. How about the President of the Philippines, Reyes? How about the freaking transatlantic who's bought up all the Starfish fish. Same old theme. All right. Wow. It's amazing. America Vespucci. The Italiano. He spoke freaking Italian and Spanish. He never spoke the Queen's English. Mass murderer that he was. First they come from the buffalo. I won't stop there. Then they come from the sequoias one. And you say, oh, this is humans. Humans. No, it's not. Indigenous people lived here for many, many thousands of years in North America. They didn't do this. This is us. You know, these Euros that came across here, we slaughtered them. We had bounties in the coastal region. I think it's an irony right there. In the 1860s, 70s, 80s, 90s, $100 for a man, $50 for a woman, $25 for a child. Bounties. You'd go to the office right there, Anna Astoria, Astor, sort at the mouth of Columbia, and trade in your scalps after slaughtering, killing human beings. That went on clear into the 1910s, 20s. Stanford kills Utes again. Cut down the... You ever been in the sequoias? You ever seen one? How could they cut them all down? They take your breath away. These are the madmen that did this. European scumbags. We're some sickening, evil creatures, this generation, all of us. You know, we got a lot of blood on our hands, don't we? But we went too far this time. The nuclear crime syndicate, we supported them. I didn't. I fought. So you come back so you defend your work. So the other professors or the old academians who, because there aren't any, they come back at you and say, well, okay, you're right, Kevin. It was an acute class, but it wasn't Fukushima. Then the burden becomes on them. Okay, then what was it? They got no answer. It's because there's no other acute freaking thing that happened. This is it. This is it. Plutonium. It broke the luminescence, took out the plankton. Sardines and anchovies emergency closed, third year in a row. Big fish eat little fish. You know, the trees all freaking die. The cancer rate epidemic spikes. Longevity goes the other way starting 2012 in North America. Cancer's off the hook. Freaking spike goes crazy. The greatest PhD in human history, Kevin Blanche, right down to his own leukemia. Sadly. So in San Simeon, the Rescue Foundation, which is a small group of people and up and down through that region, I would say that all the rescue missions, the private ones up and down California, how much I respect you and love you. And like the young man in San Simeon, the young Hispanic boy, he works at Ragged Cliffs and then he goes off and that's all he does. How much respect I have for you. You know, I helped work with them, and Joe, the freelancer, 1,500. A couple years ago. Baby starving to death. They released them all. No, it would only let us put one orange tag on. These guys are putting orange tags on. Joe and those guys are out photographing, twilliamtrying to find them. They found one this year. They call him Blanche. You know, we have two. We have a buck and a hand in the Willamette right now. It takes two to tango. I hope they're not both hands or both bucks, but for farm raisers, this is so incredible, this life cycle of the salmon. Now we took it in. You think about that. One of the most hallowed creatures of an entire, most hallowed ecosystem on this incredible planet of ours. This beautiful, incredible planet that our generation, we did this. Wow. Post-ignorance generation, I don't know. Boy, what a fight they're going to have on their hands. Is she going to recover? I hope. I don't know. As they say in the movies, it's getting awful late. You can't argue with me anymore. Because we don't count sills, we don't count wells, we don't count mures, we don't count dead freaking dying of cancer humans. HIPAA won't let us. We count salmon. We know in fact, not hypothesize. Not only we do know every single number, because salmon go to sea for their life cycle, they all come home. They all come home to die. Lay their eggs so the cycle can go on. Every last, so we know it's the most reliable data in the ecology. Bar none. It's arguable. Total collapse. And they can't fudge it out because they know. And they'll tell you straight up. You can call them up. They'll say, Kevin Blanche, oh yeah, he's keeping an eye on us. He's been telling us the whole time. I talk to him all the time. I do the work in the aquariums. Talk to any of the aquariums. I'm in there. I call them on the phone. Talk to Barbara Rocker's office. Talk to Wyden's office. Wyden won't even answer my calls. Talk to Mike Lee. Talk to Governor Herbert. Talk to all these freaking people. You know, I try. And I've tried to get Trump. I've tried. You know, I got from here to there, from that poll from him. You know, it's on Fox. Salt Lake has it. Donald, what about Fukushima? What do you know about Fukushima? And he looked right over me and nodded just like that. You know, I tried to get at freaking Hillary. I got to Bernie. There's videos out there. I'm screaming at Bernie. Hey, what about Fukushima? The guys are telling me to shut up. Self-repressors. Oh, he's going to be here next week. He's going to say, stand up and fight back to her. Oh, like he did? Like he did to Hillary? Fuck. It's not fucking what you say you are. No more words, fuckheads. Robin Hood Party's taking over. That's my party. And we're going to steal from the rich. No, 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 no. We want it back. Number one, we want it all back. It'll take a long time. We want them all jailed who did this. This is such a major deal. Get out of the markets right now. Fucking. Of course, what does it matter? But if you do have some money, you'll probably need it for your bone marrow transplant. Stay in tuned.